Hey, hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. Hope you're all doing really well out there, and hopefully you didn't miss me too much. No, I don't know if anyone missed me, but usually I do a segment every Friday night. That's my anchor point, as I say, here on my channel. But yesterday there was nothing at all, and now it's Saturday, so it has to be a Saturday night video this time around. Because something dawned on me during the week, and it should have dawned on me back last Friday as well, because I was talking about an event that was taking place this very weekend on the 11th and 12th of April, and that is the Vintage Vinyl Weekend at one of our local record stores here, the Sound Machine, which also happens to be my favorite record store. Yeah, so I don't know how I plan things, because of course I could have put out my video that I promised you last week talking about Italo Disco. Yes, but I thought I have one video then and another one the day after, and then I have another video planned for early next week. So it's just going to be a lot of videos, and it's a lot of work as well. So I just have to postpone that. It's not going to happen next Friday, because next week it's also going to be a Saturday night video as well, because we have the big record store day coming up. Yeah, so I have to rearrange my video plans here really on my channel, but I'm sure you don't mind at all. So I woke up really early this morning and got myself ready to go down to the Sound Machine for the Vintage Vinyl Weekend. And if you haven't watched my videos here before, I can tell you it's usually an annual event for this record store. Last year actually they skipped it, but now they're back. And what they do is that they throughout the year buy up collections from different people. 2 years ago, for example, they had bought a lot of record collections from ex-journalists that worked with music magazines here in the UK, so we had a lot of unusual promos and things like that being sold there. It's always a big surprise when you walk in. They usually tell you beforehand, if you ask them politely, that what is the general theme of the records or the genres really. But this year they kept quiet really. We had no clue at all. So like I said, go up early in the morning, go down there, met up with some like-minded people. There was just a small queue when I first arrived, but then slowly but steady a lot of people start joining the queue, and we had a lot of great fun talking about records that we were looking forward to finding there perhaps, and some memories around record shopping as well. It was just really, really great fun. So I'm not going to sit here talking about it. Of course, you're going to see some footage here, because I did make some videos in there when I was rummaging through my beloved 12-inch singles, for example. They had quite a lot of those, and albums, of course, and I try to give you a sense of what it's like. It's a really small record store with a lot of records in it. And then, of course, like I said, we have the big record store day to look forward to next weekend as well. So a lot of things going on. We could call this an alternative record store day, really. I think one of the big differences is that you could actually pick up 10 vintage records at the Sound Machine for the same price as you pay for one record store day record. Well, that's a bit of an exaggeration, because it depends on what you pick up, of course, but yeah, you get the gist. So now, without any further ado, I will stop japping, and you will see some footage of me rummaging through records and a bit of other interesting bits from the Sound Machine earlier today.
said that private stuff. I doubt for a while, I'll be honest, it's been too much. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
Have a good
very
day.
much. Take care.
So, what did I get for this vintage vinyl weekend at the Sound Machine? Let's have a look. I had to restrain myself in some areas because there was a lot of interesting records. Because, like I said, we have a big record store day coming up next weekend as well. So I want to save some money for that. But there was some goodies in here. So let's start with the first one. It happens to be Sheena Easton, actually. And talking about record store day, it's a record store day release. Yeah. So this is Sugar Walls, and as you can see, it's written and produced by Prince as Alexander Nevermind. If you ever heard Sheena Easton before, I have a slight interest in her music. You know that she was produced, a good friend of Prince as well, of course. And Sugar Walls, a scandalous track at the time. I'm not going to explain to you what Sugar Walls are at this point in time. You can look it up yourself. Just be careful. And yeah, it's a picture disc, as we can see. So let's take it out of a sleeve. And it's in one of these horrible PVC sleeves here. So it will be changed as soon as I clean this record as well. There we go. Free from its prison from the PVC sleeve. And here we go. There she is. Sheena Easton on one side. And there we go. Track listing and some credits as well. So we do get the dance mix, the 7-minute one, and I assume the single version there in nearly 4 minutes long, and the red mix, and then Straight Talkin', which was the original B-side for Sugar Walls. And I never owned this one on 12-inch before. It's been on my wanted list for quite a while, but for some reason I never came across it. It's not that unusual of a record, really. But this one we could call unusual because it's a record store day release. And I can't really remember which record store day this one came out. I must have missed it completely that year, but I'll put a text down here so we know exactly which one it is. But yeah, really nice find, the Sheena Easton Sugar Walls. Yeah. So let's dig into my bag here again and at random draw something. Oh yeah, I got hold of a Depeche Mode, a 12-inch single as well. This is Never Let Me Down Again, the Tsangodis mix, as we can see here. So it's Chris Tsangodis, the famous producer, more of a rock producer really, who made his own mix of this one, his own remix of it. And for some reason, this one was never picked up back in the day when it was released, because I bought most of the things from Music for the Masses, associated with Music for the Masses album when that one was released. So I have all the other 12 inches from that one, some of the singles as well, but this one I never picked up. And it's not because I couldn't find it, no, because back in the day I was still in school, right? So I didn't have that much of money, so I bought the first 12-inch, and a good friend of mine picked up this one, so there was no need for me really to pick up this specific one, because I could always tape it for my friend or go home to his place and listen to it. And I like this one. It's a very straightforward, no nonsense mix really of Never Let Me Down Again. So yeah, I'm really glad to get hold of this one. And I have to say, all of the records I'm going to show you here today is in really good condition. So whatever collection they came from, they took really well care of the records themselves. And Sound Machine always make sure to have them in a plastic outer sleeve. And here we go, without the plastic outer sleeve. Wonderful presentation. I love the artwork on this one. But we also do get Pleasure Little Treasure, which was the B-side, of course, so Never Let Me Down Again, here in a join mix. And to have and to hold the Spanish taster mix, or is it taster? Yeah, I never learned that. But yeah, really good stuff. And this one, ooh, actually came with something I already have with another Mute release. But first, let's have a look at the labels. There we go. Really nicely done. And that's the B-side for it. Yeah, so what was I alluding to? Because I saw it as soon as I picked up the record. It came with one of these. This is Mute Documentary Evidence, which is basically a timeline for Mute records. And this is something that came with some of the 12 inches for Mute records at the time, around I would say 86 up until 88 or something like that. They put these in on some of their 12 inches. And there's also a discography of all the Mute albums, and we also got all the singles. And I remember back in the day pulling one of these out from, I believe it was Behind the Wheel. I got another one because there was different evidences. They updated them as they went along because they had new releases and things like that. So I think I have Mute Evidence 2 in that one. But wonderful just to lay there on your bed or sitting somewhere and just go through, oh, that one. I have that one. Oh, and I need that one. So it was like a wish list of Mute releases, really. I loved these ones back in the day, and I haven't read them for so long. So this was a pleasant surprise. It's still got the Mute Documentary Evidence in it. So I will be sure to read up on that one again and traveling back memory lane. It now completes my 12-inch singles from Music for the Masses era, really. Okay, let's dig in deeper on this one. Oh yeah, I picked up Simple Minds 12-inch single, Glittering Prize. I don't have this one. I have quite a lot of 12 inches from Simple Minds through the early stages up until Alive and Kickin', basically. Yeah, but this was another nice copy, really, really good. So we get the club mix of Glittering Prize and the Glittering Prize theme, as it's called, on the B-side, and this is what it looks on the back. And the label on this one should be, yeah, recognize this one, because this is yet another 12-inch a good friend of mine had. Not the same friend, another friend of mine was a big fan of Simple Minds, and I remember he had this specific one. And if I'm not misremembering things, it was a great club mix as well. So I'm looking forward to listen to this one a bit later today. Once I had a chance to clean up the records, I'll put the needle on them straight away. Yeah, so that was Simple Minds. Let's dig into the next one. Oh yeah, some Donna Summer as well. I picked up this one. This is a limited edition special 12-inch single, as it says here. So it's a limited edition 12-inch single for the price of a 7-inch single. Well, not really today, because I paid 15 quid for this one, but it's once again in great condition. And yeah, before we look at the label, State of Independence, great track. Came out in, was it 1983 or something like that? What does it say here? 1982. Yeah, could have been. Produced by Quincy Jones, of course. We got a special edit of this one, it says here. And then we have Love Is Just a Breath Away as the B-side track here. And let's have a look at the label. Yeah, it should be on the Warner label, and it is. Here we go, Warner label, 45 RPM, State of Independence, and the vinyl looks really nice and shiny here. Got some specs on it, it's just mostly fluff, dust really on this one. And yeah, we also get State of Independence edit on this one as well. It wasn't stated on the back, but we actually do, so that's good. Great stuff, Donna Summer. State of Independence. And we have a couple of more records that I picked up. Of course, like I said, I could have picked up even more. But hey, oh yeah, Prefab Sprout. Just going to take away the plastic outer sleeve here. Here we go. When Love Breaks Down. Lovely, lovely song, of course. I have all the Prefab Sprout albums already in my collection, but whenever I see 12 inches from Prefab Sprout, I always pick them up as well, and this one was sadly lacking from my collection. So what they usually did, in some cases they had remixes or extended versions of their songs. I believe this is just the normal When Love Breaks Down, perhaps a single version of some sort, but we do get some other really interesting tracks. So the Yearning Loins, for example, the second track on the A side, Spinning Belinda, He'll Have to Go, and Donna Summer, speaking of, as the last track on this one. And yeah, it's just great tracks, and some of these were uniquely released for the 12 inches. I'm not sure with this one, so I can't really tell you which one is unique, but there was usually B-sides that were uniquely B-sides for Prefab Sprout singles as well. So yeah, glad to have this one, When Love Breaks Down. If you never heard it, it's a wonderful pop song from Prefab Sprout. And here we go, labels. A and B. Yeah. Okay, let's dig in to the next one. Oh yeah, some more synth pop from the 80s, of course. Erasure, All Amour. Never owned this one. Once again, a good friend of mine had most of the Erasure 12 inches, so I never really bought many of those. That's how it worked back then. But All Amour, fantastic song, and came with some great mixes as well. What really lured me into this one was because the sticker here says it's a German pressing. Yeah, I could already tell you because it says maxi single up here, 45 RPM. And when we turn it over, it says including German version, All Amour, vocals Susanne Ströhle. Or Störle, sorry, Susanne Störle. No clue who that is, but that word, including German version, that sentence is just, yep, I have to pick this one up. So yeah, and here we go. Mute Records, the blue labels I was talking about. So every time they had a German pressing, we get these generic Mute logo up here and the blue labels. Yeah. So this one I'm really looking forward to, because if I'm not misremembering things, my friend had the UK 12-inch of this one, but I could be wrong. But I can't remember hearing a German version sung by, in this case, Susanne Störle. No. So yeah, great find. Erasure's All Amour. Yes. And this one, another one that I haven't picked up the second 12-inch for, and that is New Order's True Faith. Yeah, have the original 12-inch for this one, loved it, but this, my friends, is the remix. Yeah. And none other than Shep Pettibone has remixed this one, and I've heard this remix so many times throughout the years, but never been able to pick up a copy for a decent price. But this was at a very reasonable price and in a very good shape as well, just like the other records. And it comes in the original inner sleeve here, so we can see True Faith. 1963 should be included in here as well, because it was the original B-side of the single, right? Yeah, so here we go. True Dub, of course, we have on the B-side as well, which is yet another Shep Pettibone mix of this one. But wow, I'm so glad that I managed to get hold of this one. And like I said, at a reasonable price as well, because most of these factory releases is quite expensive today. Yeah, they just are. A lot of collectors are after them. Okay, so now on to the last two records that I picked up, but actually 3 records. Oh, I thought it was only 2, but 3. Okay, let's go on. Communards, yes, this is a great track from their debut album, so-called The Night. I have some other 12 inches from that first album and even the second album, Red, which is absolutely stunning. At the time when I picked up Communard's old album, I bought it in 1987. I believe it came out in 1986, if I'm not mistaken. But my first trip to London in 1987, I picked up that album. And been in love with the Communards ever since. They didn't release that many records really throughout their lifetime because Jimmy Somerville went on to make his solo career and all that. But the Communards, they were just great. And So Cold the Night, great stuff. When we turn it over, we can see that we have the main track, So Cold the Night. Doesn't say anything else. And then we have When the Walls Come Tumbling Down. And I believe that was the original B-side of a single. I got the single here somewhere, but I believe it was. And then Never Know More, which I also think was a unique track for this specific 12-inch. And I know I came across this number of times when I've been doing crate digging, but I never really wanted to pick it up because I was like, I got the single back home, and this is probably just the LP version or something like that. Doesn't say anything, right? But yeah, I could have picked it up because of Never Know More, but yeah, I never did that. I don't know why. But through the grapevine throughout the years, I heard that it's actually an extended version of So Cold the Night with the Communards. So we'll just have to wait and see. Perhaps we can see something here on the label. We can't, because it only says So Cold the Night, Communards, on London Records, of course. But if I look at the vinyl itself, you can see it's a pretty lengthy track. It's not the LP track at all. This is lengthier. It is. So I think the rumors were right. It is an extended version of sorts. So I'm really looking forward to listening to the extended version of this one. For sure. Great stuff. Not only good stuff, great stuff. The next one is a lot of second 12 inches here today, but this is a second 12 inch for Lisa Stansfield's. This is The Right Time, and this is the Kick Mix. Never seen this before. When she released This Is the Right Time back in the day, I bought that 12-inch single, still here in my collection, but it was red with just her eyes. It's basically the same, lacking this golden symbol over here, of course. But yeah, I never came across a second 12-inch for this one. So when I saw this one in one of the crates, I was like, what? Never seen it before. So the Kick Mix, it's all produced by Cold Cut, by the way. I was a big Cold Cut fan back in the day, which led me into Lisa Stansfield, and it just opened this big rabbit hole, really, for me when it comes to Cold Cut productions. But yeah, here we can see it's remixed by Paul Witz and Igor. Yeah. And then we have the club dub on the other side, which is also remixed by Paul Witz and Igor. And Big Thing, which was the original B-side for it. But I never heard these. I don't know how this could have escaped me throughout the years, but hey, here we are. I found it, and I'm really glad. It's one of the big surprises for today, I have to say. She was on Arista Records, so there we go, the Arista label. And once again, in really, really good shape. I have to say the only one that wasn't really near mint condition was the sleeve here for Communards, because there is some residue from a sticker up here. But otherwise, it looks really good. But all the others, so good condition when it comes to whoever owned them. Took great care of the records. The last one I want to show you that I picked up today is from Blancmange. Yes, I got a couple of Blancmange 12-inch singles in my collection. I think I only own one album with them, but I probably have 6 or 7 12-inch singles with Blancmange. This one I was lacking. This is Waves on the A side. Business Steps and The Game Above My Head. The Game Above My Head is one of those great songs from Blancmange, and I discovered it for the first time, also when I actually discovered Blancmange, it was through a VHS collection of their videos somewhere in the mid-80s probably. A friend of mine actually rented it from a video store back in the day, and we sat there watching Blancmange videos. And we never really heard of Blancmange before, but we liked it. Hey, it was synth pop, new wave, and very different from other synth pop acts at the time. So that's how I fell in love with Blancmange, really. And the game above my head was, you could say, the menu music for that VHS. So in between the videos, and even in the beginning and in the end, they played the game above my head as a background to the text, the text that was flashing by and so forth and so on. So yeah. Great one, but the main track here is Waves, of course. And they should also be on the London label. Yeah, they are. And here we go. This one looks brilliant as well. Blancmange, Waves, Business Steps, and then Game Above My Head on the B-side. So that is what I picked up, and I could have picked up so much more, like I said, but I need to save the money for next weekend. If you live near the Reading area or even in Reading and you have a passion for record collecting, listening to music, whatever, go down to Sound Machine. There are plenty of records. What you saw here with me rummaging through, it's not even half of it. There's hundreds and hundreds of more records in all different genres. And they did have a very big section of reggae and dub records as well this time around, as you probably saw from my clips here. But yeah, that's me done for today, yapping about records that I picked up once again. It's going to be more next weekend, but not a Friday video. I'm going to say that straight away now. It's going to be a Saturday video next week as well, and it's all about Record Store Day. Yeah. So I hope you can join me then, and I want to thank you for staying with me for this video. It's been quite a lengthy one with me japping, me showing you rummaging through records, but I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah. So now, you all take care of yourself, you stay cool, you keep playing that music, and as usual, I of course want to bid you a very heartfelt Swedish adieu to you all.